All right, there's some breaking news coming in. Former Union Home Minister P Chidambaram has made a controversial remark on Jammu and Kashmir. Chidambaram has demanded autonomy for Kashmir. He says, and I quote him here, "My interactions in Jammu and Kashmir led me to the conclusion that when they ask for azadi, most people want autonomy. The demand for autonomy must be considered. It will remain the part of India but will have larger powers as promised under Article 370. That's the latest coming in from P Chidambaram, the former Union Home Minister. Well, do remember that the Congress Policy Planning Group on Jammu and Kashmir has visited the state this month and will be visiting again. And the group members will be led by former Union Home Minister P Chidambaram, who will be visiting Kargil and Leh and also be holding interactions with various groups, political and social organizations. And that's the reference to context in which P Chidambaram has come out and made this contentious remark.
Demand in the Kashmir Valley is to respect in letter and spirit Article 370, and that means that they want greater autonomy. My interactions in Jammu and Kashmir led me to the conclusion that when they ask for azadi, most people, I'm not saying all, most people, the overwhelming majority, want autonomy. Therefore, I think we should seriously examine that question and consider on what areas we can give autonomy to Jammu and Kashmir. It's perfectly within the Constitution of India. Jammu and Kashmir will remain an integral part of India, but it will have larger powers as promised under Article 370.
Mr. Subramanian Swamy now joins me on the phone line. Mr. Swamy, a contentious remark coming in from the ex-Home Minister there.
Well, he is desperate because these corruption cases that are reaching a final stage, and there's hardly any public support for him ever. Even the last election, he could not contest, and the earlier election he had to win by rigging it. What is the problem is that he doesn't know the Constitution. Article 370 is a temporary provision, as it's written in the Constitution itself, which can be removed by, which should be removed and can be removed by just a presidential proclamation. Second, there is no other provision under the Constitution where you can give autonomy to anybody, any part of India. India is a unitary state with subsidiary federal principles, and what he is suggesting is the NEF is a pathway to secession of Kashmir from India. Once you create this mentality that you are different from the rest of India, I'm sorry, therefore, it's only a downhill, there's no other way. And the Congress has been party to the partition of India. They have been party to a lot of loss of territory of India in a fight against Pakistan, which we regained by our brave soldiers regained. So I think he should be universally condemned for this anti-national statement.
And Mr. Swamy, this is coming from a former Home Minister himself who had a separate stand earlier.
Yeah, well, he may have a separate stand because he has no fixed stand at all. He was for he was the one who propagated Hindu terror, but he doesn't talk about it now. A lot of innocent people got their lives ruined on his bogus career of Hindu terror. And today he says one thing, tomorrow he'll say another thing, but the main fact is that he is completely corrupt, and he has, most of his money has gone abroad through the Hawala route, and that is why maybe he is trying to placate the pro-Pakistani forces.
All right, Mr. Subramanian Swamy there from the BJP. Thank you so much for joining us on the phone line. Associate Editor Maushami Singh also joins me on the phone line. Maushami, why now? Why make such a contentious statement at this moment?
See, particularly P Chidambaram, who is a former Home Minister, if he makes that statement, it will be taken seriously by his party and also by the opposition, the BJP. And I do believe that P Chidambaram, by saying what he has said in the backdrop of the assembly elections, has actually stirred the hornet's nest, because BJP would be picking up this statement to hit out at P Chidambaram, and Mr. Subramanian Swamy has minced no words about it. So clearly, if you remember, there was a delegation of the Congress party headed by none other than the former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, P Chidambaram, Ghulam Nabi Azad, all the veteran leaders had gone down to Kashmir to find out the ground situation. And now with the Congress actually targeting the BJP as far as its Kashmir policy is concerned, a fresh interlocutor also appointed, Dinesh Sharma. So somewhere Congress knows that this is a sensitive spot of the BJP, and that's where P Chidambaram is also making that statement.
Maushami, do stay with me. I also have Congress's Priyanka Chaturvedi on the phone line with me. Priyanka, what do you make of this statement by the former Home Minister? I mean, your party persons coming out and rooting for autonomy of Kashmir.
So firstly, as far as we are concerned and the Congress party is concerned, we are very clear that Kashmir is an integral part of India, and the only way forward to finding a solution with Kashmir is through dialogue. This is something we've been talking about, we practiced, and we also ensured.
Yes, but you haven't been talking for the demand for autonomy.
Allow me to complete.
Yes,
and
go ahead.
Peace was brought back into the region through dialogue. We have seen how this government has tried to create disharmony in the state. We've seen what bloodshed it led to. We saw how Pakistan found it easier to target our civilians out there, and now they have gone back to the dialogue table. So this is where the Congress party stands. As far as Article 370 is concerned and more autonomy is concerned, let's not forget that was something that was spoken about. However, situation demands that first we engage in a dialogue before we engage in any further conversations on this particular issue. What he has categorically said is, people, when they speak of azadi, azadi is not literally freedom from India, but they talk of more autonomy for the state.
But why, Priyanka, then, I understand your point, but why wasn't this statement made when he was Home Minister?
I'm sorry, you'll have to repeat that question. Why was this statement
not made when he was Home Minister?
This state, I think, I don't know if you're aware, but when he was the Home Minister, he did speak of, partially removing AFPA. So
no, partially removing AFPA is very different from autonomy, right?
Allow me to complete. So those were thoughts that he brought out in the open to engage people in a dialogue. Does not necessarily become the policy of a government or policy of the opposition. So he is letting it out in the open that these are things that could be looked at. Does not necessarily become the stance of a party, or he's trying to imply that this is the stance of the party. He is putting it out in the open for debate and discussion. And as far as I remember, this is what the government of Kashmir and the government at the center have decided to do, to engage in a dialogue, to initiate conversations on how best to find solution for Kashmir. So if he speaks about on this particular issue, does not necessarily become a policy decision from of the party.
All right, but clearly there seems to be a policy shift as far as the Congress is concerned. Priyanka Chaturvedi, thanks for joining us on that breaking news that we just brought to our viewers.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.